Audrey Hepburn is one of the most famous fashion icons on screen, and while her style has been talked about for decades, today I want to share with you my fashion analysis on the key features used in her effortlessly elegant style. These are chic elements that we can benefit from and apply to our own personal style right now to achieve the polished image with minimal effort. I will cover makeup, hair, dresses, accessories, outerwear, and shoes. Let's start with the makeup elements. The famous cat eye with heavy eyeliner. I am mesmerized every time I look at her eyes. Audrey's eyes are not only big compared to her face, but they're open and have strategically placed makeup to increase her visual appeal. Now, oftentimes in scenes, she makes big-eyed faces, which completely stops the flow of the scene. It's a very effective pause moment. The white of her eyes was immaculate every time, and it's another detail which instantly uplifts the face and gives off a rested, youthful appearance. The fake eyelashes look. Now, even though the fake eyelashes were patented first in 1911 in the US, Audrey's doe eye gave her an alluring yet vulnerable look that continues to be popular without any fake lashes. To achieve her voluminous eyelash appearance, Audrey used to separate her lashes with a pin after applying mascara to make them wider and more abundant. I recommend using a spoolie for this, nothing sharp near the eyes, please. I will link below an article from Marie Claire on the step-by-step process to get the same Audrey look. The clean French look with light foundation. You know, natural skin and color is where real beauty lies. I always thought that using makeup to look natural is a difficult task because makeup is artificial, and to fake it, to make it look like it's not there, requires true mastery. We all want that clear face without spots or blemishes or imperfections, and if we can have it from skincare, then we must use products. The artist in us is born when we match the foundation, the powder, the concealer, the shadows, you name it, to cover the bad and still make it look like you have nothing on. She clearly chose her eyes to be the center of attention, and thus the canvas, her skin, must be invisible, just enough to not distract. Neutral and light lips. And speaking of not distracting, her lips were also a nice blend of color without upstaging her eyes. We live in a neutral lips world now. I still think a slight blush pink or closest shade to your own lips is most feminine without overdoing it with gloss or shine. Now let the eyes do all the talking. Let's talk about her hair. She had lovely full hair. She opted for micro bangs, which we see in all her movies without exception. For the luxurious characters, she had the famous French twist from Breakfast at Tiffany's, the oversized buns in Charades, or half up, half down in other movies where she looked much younger. She also wore her hair short in Sabrina. Now, the overall impression I got was that her hair is always out of her face, strategically structured to not move or be disturbed. Simple, sophisticated, with no fuss. In reality, it's pretty hard to get these hairstyles done. I think big hair was popular back then, and now we opt for a more relaxed, voluminous style. She did have her hair up in a ponytail, and a cute detail that I noticed was the added bow tie to the base of the elastic, which matched her hair. It looked unnoticeable. So these are the kind of details that can upstyle your look, and not many people do it, which is even better because you don't see it everywhere. In girls' fashion, I see the bows attached to the hair elastic, and I'm always struggling with these to twist it the right way and make sure that the bow ends on top. Instead, another option is this clip-on ribbon, which can be added at the end on top of the elastic band to hide it. Now, the elegant way she wears it is to wrap a normal ribbon around the elastic band, but if you want a perfect bow look, you can attach it for less effort. Dresses. Now, depending on the movie, she has a uniform, so to speak, the blueprint outfit reconstructed in many colors and with slight alterations. Now, the A-line. This is her famous staple shape, and for good reason. Coincidentally, it was the era of the trend, and it is rightfully so, flattering and forgiving. Now, if you choose this style and it fits your body body shape, there are casual and elegant options out there. It can easily become your own polished uniform. It's this kind of structure that helps us look elegant without putting any effort into dressing. I find a straight line to be more forgiving than the A-line if you have a thicker tummy area because it doesn't disperse the material outward noticeably. The straight line brings the shape back and gives the eye contour to define the figure regardless if you fill the space under the material or not. I find it to be the most flattering style for majority of us ladies out there. This is my workwear uniform dress, the straight shape, because of its lightly rigid structure, which I don't need to worry about lifting at any point. The bateau neckline, this style is one of her signature looks, very prominent in most of her movies, from dresses to tops to coats to jackets. It's almost as if she doesn't wear anything else. Plenty of options for us there to choose from in tops, but not in coats. This neckline provides a subtle elongation to the neck by exposing it in totality. You see a little bit of the collarbone and the backside without realizing that it's not the actual neck that you're seeing. Great trick on the eye. It's elegant because the top frames and contours the neckline delicately without appearing overpowering or attention-grabbing. In recent years, we've seen Meghan Markle pick up this style with lots of dresses which incorporated the boat neck, including her Givenchy wedding dress. The pointy bra. The pointy bra is another noticeable fashion addition to Audrey's outfits. This bra shape is visible in Sabrina, where she wore one of the most famous Givenchy dresses. It is stunning. Boat neck, A-line, emphasizing the waistline and the deeper back cut. It's breathtakingly gorgeous. Two-piece suits with tailored cropped blazer, such a classic polished look. I love suits and skirt suits in particular. Hers were straight skirts with cropped blazers which maintained the three-quarter sleeve, boat neck style, simple, elegant, and ageless. Now, unfortunately, we don't see suits often any longer. If it was once a status symbol, we can no longer go by it. However, the current trend is the Dior thicker belt on top of the blazer with the A-line midi skirt. Princess Kate wears them a lot. It's elegance at its finest. I will point out that midi skirts look best on long legs, and unless you have model legs, the shorter 1 to 2 inches above the knee leaves more skin inside, which doesn't cut off the length of the legs. Now, for most of us, it's a much easier look to wear. Accessories. Let's talk accessories for a bit. Audrey's hats are making a big statement, but I won't dwell on this too much because we don't see them being worn any longer in the US. In Europe, however, it is very much a thing. My version is this red top hat, which I purchased in Paris. I also bought the red beret, which apparently only tourists do. I don't believe it. I've seen actual French people wear them. Even if you try the hat look during the summer, it will instantly uplift your entire outfit. There is something about hats that add mystery and subtle nuance of refinedness to the wearer. Then, of course, the ultimate look is to add the net to the hat. I saw Kate wore this at the Queen's funeral. She looked incredibly poised and sophisticated in that hat. Audrey's character also wears it in charades at a funeral. Combined with a cat-eye look, it's the definition of allure and femininity. We've talked about her silk scarves. She used the square one in charades and the thin rectangle strap tie in the How to Steal a Million, which is now available in stores. Lots of options out there. You can find them on Amazon as well, and the added benefits of ties is we can repurpose them. Women tie it to their handbags, even wrap it around the top handle. You can use it as a hair tie accessory. So many different ways to style a silk tie. Next, we have pearls. Yes, pearl earrings are worn exclusively by Audrey's characters. I want to say that 90 to 95% of the time, they're white pearls, the simple yet effective ones. I estimate she wore the 8mm diameter pearls. A slight alteration I've seen in charades was with a small square diamond underneath the pearl, which shines perfectly in the camera. It's a great addition to the white pearl, which already has shine. You know, I've talked about the contrast between the hair and jewelry. White and shiny pearls stand out the most. Outerwear, you know, coats make a big appearance in Audrey's movies. They're monochromatic and fluctuate between neutrals, navy, white, and then the occasional bold red, orange, and yellow. The style of the coat is well defined but roomy. It isn't tight, but rather a more relaxed, still tailored fit which allows for movement of the body. The midi straight fit is predominantly seen against the European backdrop. The sleeves are very interestingly trimmed to 3/4 to allow more visibility to the hands and gloves. The collar is boat neck shape with room in the front and some slightly in the back, a strategy we see repeating in the tops and dresses. Now for the coats, on the other hand, we see two things happening. When we create space deliberately, it can be filled with delicate fabrics and even more attention to details such as feminine tight-fitted silk and leather elbow-length gloves. Now, unfortunately, we don't wear these lengths any longer, and I did see them delicately displayed in a Venetian shop, and if it wasn't for the winter fur trim that I was replacing, my second pick would have been the longer elbow gloves. Now, they are exquisitely elegant. I asked the patron of the leather glove shop, you know, how do women wear them? And she said with dresses to cover the arms or shorter coats, which I would love to see. Unfortunately, the signature style coat was made by Givenchy, Audrey's favorite designer, for most of her movies at the time, and it's not available for us. I've searched high and low, and it's simply an outdated style, meaning it's not current. But fear not, I'm sure they will come back, and I will be the first to let you know. Another advantage of the bateau style neckline is the room it offers to the neck to be decorated. There's this glorious image of Audrey in charades arriving in France, and her silk scarf is a showstopper. We can all recreate this elegant look with an ivory shade silk scarf. Now, silk is often worn by her rich characters and it exudes luxury. Let's talk about buttons, because against the minimalistic monochromatic coat, the buttons do stand out, and not in an obvious way, but more so to the connoisseur. The coats are mostly single-breasted with oversized buttons, from dense puffy lined up buttons to spaced out dome-shaped buttons. They are the centerpiece of the coat. In Sabrina, I noticed the double-breasted coat being worn quite a bit, as it was her character's signature look. Now, I did not see any metal buttons. Do try to stay away if possible from shiny coat accessories. The only exception to this, I think, are the brooches, which are usually detailed and valuable, but they're not part of the coat, rather a personal, unique addition. A common suggestion I read about, if you really like a garment, is to replace the cheap-looking buttons for an instant lift. The trench coat is quite a classic Audrey look, the all-white or ivory trench with a matching head bandana and the oversized sunglasses. This look is so 60s, feminine, polished, simple, and quite a showstopper on the street, don't you think? And lastly, on the coats topic is fur. Yes, we know that fur is the most expensive outerwear worn by women. She doesn't wear the exaggerated mink throw-on, but rather short jackets and midi-length fur coats. She also has a matching fur hat in the French Alps scene, another luxury item. Nothing more luxurious than a fur hat. Not very popular in the States, but I've seen quite a few in Paris and Italy this season. Shoes. In most of her movies, Audrey wore kitten heels. They are elegant and a classic addition to any feminine outfit. I've been embracing it more and more the last few years. I also feel like they serve to make a statement of femininity, not as a tool to add height. It is perfectly fine to look and accept a shorter physique of women compared to men, and most men next to her were considerably taller. I like this element of acceptance. Oftentimes we feel the need to match our partner in height or be closer, but as she clearly shows it, women are built differently, and a more pronounced height difference is not only okay, but expected. Then there is the comfort element. Ballet flats famously make an appearance in most of her movies, whether it's a dance scene or a casual day out, including with dresses. We could definitely use it as an example in our own lives. Big shout out to Liz B for suggesting this video topic. Thank you very much for your recommendation. I hope I shared some useful tips today that you can apply to your own personal style. You can start with a simple silk scarf or leather gloves, and the rest will follow. Remember to pace yourself. Building your collection of exquisite pieces is a lifelong journey which takes years to discover and acquire. Comment and share who is your favorite style icon, and if you enjoyed this video, you will like my next one where I share another icon style hacks to instantly look attractive. I'll see you there.